truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies, glaring though they may have been. Wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed oneself. One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn. As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. You showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition. One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
Vediamo di cercare di finire questo dominio della Grus Serena. Dai!
Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with adeptal blood. Its proclivity
Se ho dei nemici, mo è meglio che mi curo.
To attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night. Skyward! Scatter! Gray clouds converge! Scatter! Skyward! Inconsequential! Skyward! Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity. Sad godly remains. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest. Although certain mortal matters remain foreign to me, one could not help but be moved by your joy. To see you happy, that was more than enough.
Sì, mi ricordi che scorrete la
Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait, but if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
Cos'è sto posto? Sì, sembra il Liue. È il Liue.
Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus, because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe. One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring. It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, Yuendai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognize the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one. Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, Yuan. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had, memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them.
Master, I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew—
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly. 'Tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are... You and I. One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration. 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you, even the power of an Adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten. Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memory.
So, what's gonna happen to Granny?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may...
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane.
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for. How much time do I have left?
Not long. The transformation is imminent.
Granny? Please don't leave, okay? You're up. Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and... I promise, Granny. Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power.
Good.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll live.
That's a good girl. Then Granny I'm so sorry, Master.
Shiryu.
Let her be. At her age, crying. Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax.
I always believed we would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end, and all my troubles would be behind me.
Mica piange.
If only things could stay this way forever.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it.
Speriamo.
Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Grilled chicken drumsticks. Huh? Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh. Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all. Madam Adeptus? Oh, Shuyu, you're awake. How do you feel? I feel... Madam Adeptus?
Oh. And have you reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about it. But without that mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So I could become a cool adeptus like you, and help a whole bunch of people, just like
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. Shuyu, are you sure? Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but... If you join them, you'll never enjoy One-Man Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. Well, every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains the pureness of...
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now.
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does... That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor.
Whoa, you're leaving Mount Outside?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue... Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is... just a bit shocked, that's all.
One has precious little time to squander. One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care...
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we...
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small...
Seems like you've really thought of everything. Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor?
A sensible plan. Oh, also, why don't you take this...
Awesome, thanks!
Ok.
Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out?
Ok. Ok, vediamo un po'.
Should we make a trip to the...
Devo andare al porto. Qua. Eccola.
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
To be quite honest, in what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of... I have to be careful. Yes, you can...
We're here, Clow! Miss Shenyan, what are you guys arguing about?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is quite... I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years.
Several...
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see. Passed down over many generations.
Yep, they've definitely been
Hear that? Had I not found myself in... Doubt their authenticity any further.
Whoa! Please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that...
An expert, you say? Very well. I will wait for a little while longer, then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you can find me.
Master! Oh, it's you two again. Hello.
Shuyu! You got a new album!
Mm-hmm. Master made it for me. I like it too.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hardly a challenge.
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of messy right now, so maybe you could, not look yet, Master? Yeah, that'd be great.
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Do what you must, child. Now, this expert you mentioned. When can we expect...
Soon. Here, allow me to make some introductions.
What?
This is Mr. Zhang Li,
Li.
a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables and antiques. Mr. Zhang Li, this is Miss Shen Yun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
Huh.
Ecco, questi due già si conoscono.
If it isn't Miss Shenyun.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhangli?
Zhangli.
Quite well, thank you.
Adoro Zhangli.
I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains.
Huh. So you two are already acquainted?
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Shenyun is a...
You are too kind, Mr. Zhangli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and
sti
eye
due
for
doveva
detail.
raccontare giusto.
I can say without it...
Why, you flatter me, Miss...
Not at all, Mr. Zhang.
While I am loath to butt into this converse, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship.
A preposterous accusation! The heaven...
Miss Shenyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond you...
Say no more. Let us depart.
Esatto.
I jest! What fool... I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Miss...
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not the same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess... I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among...
All right. Since I hired you as my consultant, Mr. Zhangli, I shall, of course, trust your good opinion. Then, in that case, Miss Shenyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large, how about we start with an initial deposit through the Northland Bank?
The Northland Bank?
Oh mio Dio.
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays.
Zhangli!
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been great! How about you? Paimon...
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quite... As for you, Miss Shenyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Shenyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you.
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a...
Well, that is true, but...
Vabbè.
Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is hardly ignorant of that fact.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over
già
the
lo sapeva,
years,
ovviamente.
Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous days were all brief. Now that one has made up this city.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential. In another 1,000 years, the scene we witness here may change in ways that are impossible for either of us to imagine.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? One must profess great interest in trying bamboo shoot soup.
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so logic dictates that you should have already tried it.
Oh? What?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must...
Hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple-layered consommé. We shall One has already passed word to Shenhe and Ganyu to make a reservation.
It should be a...
Shuyu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhang Li.
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral
Ecco.
Parlor.
Mica gli
Pleased to
dice,
make
no,
your
guarda,
acquaintance.
ciao, sono Rex Lapis.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhengli.
That should be everyone, right? Let's go!
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after...
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the...
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
Che carino. Questo mi è piaciuto tanto il finale, devo dire. Ok. Perfetto. Ok, queste devo finire prima tutte queste. Poi io la prossima che vorrei fare.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.